I guess several of the main assets when dealing with AI systems, and companies that today are investing tons of efforts in development, in training, and actually they're building their whole business on top of the AI system or the machine learning application. And this is becoming a crucial asset for the company. Basically, it's the IP of the company, it's the intellectual property. And this puts hackers in a very motivated position to try and hack it. So I guess the model itself as an IP is one of the biggest assets that needed to be secured. This is one. And you know, when companies today are developing and building those systems, they're usually using standard servers, which are non-secure, or using GPUs to accelerate algorithms, which never built to be secure, but to accelerate algorithms, mathematical algorithms. So there where the hackers are looking for, right? When you are using a non-secure environment or a server, and the attack surface is very, very large for those sophisticated hackers to extract the model, to gain access and get access to the parameters and steal the IP. So I guess this is one. Second point is more related to the issue of explainability. So one of the basic root causes for the weaknesses of cybersecurity in machine learning or AI systems is the lack of explainability. It's like a black box. So there's inputs and outputs, and it's a black box. And this gap or lack of explainability opens a route for or space for attackers to input malwares or to implement backdoors inside the model. Like for instance, they can inject malicious data in the training process, right? In the training phase. So basically they can train the system with a malicious data to alter the inferences results. So think of a case where security breach results in a medical device that doesn't really detect a cancer tumor, for example. Or if you're talking about autonomous cars, think of a way when suddenly all the autonomous cars doesn't really see traffic lights. So that can happen when we're talking about black box and the ability to protect it because it's the lack of explainability. And I think the third is about the client's data. So there is a very, very private data for the clients, for the customers. And as the service provider, you need to keep it secure and enable a secure environment. So basically only authorized persons or the data owner itself, only him can have access to his data. So everything needed to be secured, running in a secure environment that is monitored and can be governed by the service provider. For example, you don't want any one of the IT personnel or the administrator of the platform to gain any access to the private data of the users, of the clients. So that kind of isolation and separation is very critical when dealing with AI.